Hello, everyone.
Start. We
Yeah,
did.
it did start. Should we just leave that in, or
Yeah,
should we restart?
yeah. Of course, we're gonna leave
All
that in.
right, guys. Welcome. Second episode of the Degenerate Disseminators podcast. Once again, I'm your host
Nice.
Jordan. We got our co-host Daniel here. Um, Crazy first episode, guys. You want to remind us? You want to remind the folks how we did, Daniel?
5 for 5, baby. Five
Exactly.
for five.
Undefeated.
So
Um,
good.
Gonna do a quick little recap of every bet, just in case you guys missed it. Um, Sorry, let me scroll on here. Took the Broncos at -6. Ended up winning by 9. A little bit scary, but like I said, Broncos defense are going to be the X factor here, and that's what happened. Bulls -5 wasn't even close. They won by 26. Um, Leafs at -1.5. They won by 3. Got a little scary in the third period. When the Shocks, the Hawks brought it within 1. Leafs got the goal right back and scored an empty netter.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have the Boston Celtics at -7.5. They won by 19. You just gotta know when to fade your favorite teams. And then the Devils money line came through with the win 5-1. So up five units even on the first episode. We're gonna keep the ball rolling here. Really quick before you get into picks, just a couple housekeeping things. We do have an Instagram page, DD Sports Podcast. I'm sure as you guys saw, we didn't have any episodes the past 2 days. However, I did give out my personal plays, and guess what? They all hit. So
My fucking bets
yes,
hit
and
too.
Daniel's
Let's
hit.
go.
Well, the podcast. Sorry, the collective. We collectively won. Streak is going 3 days strong. About to make it 4. So please make sure to follow us at DD Sports Podcast on Instagram. And yeah, we're looking to keep the ball rolling. It's Thursday night. We got football, basketball, and hockey. And I'm gonna let Daniel kick it off with hockey for tonight because got a lot to say about this Lions Packers game.
Right, fellas. So coming in hot. First pick, official podcast bet. All right. We got Sharks at +1.5. Now listen, they're up against the Lightning. Great team, but they're missing 2 star players in Jake Gensel and Nikita Kucherov. They did not show up to Tuesday practice, meaning they're probably not going to be playing tomorrow, although they are day to day. So, as a result, I say that the Sharks put up a pretty good fight against the weakened Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, side bet for this game, Celebrini over half a goal. I think he hits it. He's had 4 goals in his last 5. So, you know, um, getting to the net, that guy is. All right. So for the next bet, we got Panthers at Flyers. Personally, I'm taking the Panthers money line now. I may be biased because I am a Panthers fan. However, Panthers beat the Flyers on November 9th. I think they can do it again. Nobody's out. Nobody's hurt. Um, one issue I see with the Panthers is Bob was not in the lineup during their last game against the Penguins because he was having a child. So big chance that he's not in the lineup for this game either. And if Spencer Knight's in there, things might crumble for the Panthers a little bit. Now, players to watch this game: Matthew Tkachuk, Sam Bennett. Both have put up pretty great numbers in their last 5 games. Tkachuk putting up 2 goals and 6 assists, and Sam Bennett putting up 4 goals and 2 assists. Now, side bet for this game: Matthew Tkachuk at over half an assist. Odds for that -115. I'd say it's a pretty good bet. He hit it last time, so let's see. All right, throwing it over to you, Mr. Jordan.
Alrighty, really quick. I do try to keep up with hockey, Daniel, but like in basketball a lot, like people won't go to practice, but then they end up playing. Is that like not really like a? Is that different in
No,
hockey?
usually they go for a skate before they
Okay,
show up for
I
a
was just
game.
curious. I mean, I do keep up with NHL, but like as far as like in between games, not as much as you. So I was just curious. Um, so so we're making the Sharks +1.5. That's our official pick. The other ones are just
Sure.
alrighty, cool. And then like we mentioned before, we are some Florida fellas. So if you are also from Florida using Hard Rock, the Panthers money line is actually boosted to +145. So some money to be made
Ooh,
there.
did not
If you
know
are part of the
that.
Panthers club, if you guys, I don't know if you can still opt in. I opted in. Both Panthers fans. But if you are, definitely something to look at. 'Cause you don't really have to throw down a full unit if you want to make decent profit. Alrighty, so moving on to the NFL. We have I did this backwards. I wrote that the Lions are at the Packers, but it's actually the Packers at the Lions. So, you know, this is definitely probably like the most I've watched the NFL in my life this season. It's been a great season. And just the past couple weeks, we just had the Eagles play the Ravens. Great game. And on a short week, we're having, you know, best team in the NFC going against also pretty another top tier contender in the Packers. Um, so I did catch this bet at minus 3.5 at even money plus 100, which I think is crazy. I mentioned this in Monday's episode. The Lions are 9-3 ATS. They were number one. They've dropped down to number two. I believe the Steelers are now number one, but they have an extra game, so still in the discussion for best team against the spread this season. However, the Packers are sitting at 6-6 on the year against the spread, and they're 2-3. Um, oh, sorry, wrong note. 6-6 overall, and then the Packers are 4-1 on the road, which it's pretty good, but they have only lost 3 games this season. And the Lions are 4-2 ATS at home. We did see this matchup happen on November 3rd, but the venue was switched. The Lions were playing in Green Bay, and they won 24-14. And the Packers actually did significantly better on paper than the Lions offensively. They destroyed them, in total yardage. But the Lions still came up and won by multiple possessions. They won by 10. Their defense really locked in, and they did have a pick six in this game. This game is very interesting. I kind of knew what my pick was going to be without even doing my research. But the more I kept looking into it, this game just got crazier and crazier. These teams are both capable offensively, given the records. There's no hiding that. The Lions have the second best total offense in the league, putting up almost 400 yards. They're sitting at 395 yards per game, with the Packers right behind them in third at 382 yards per game. However, discrepancy here. It's only a 13-yard difference. Whatever, that's a play. Okay. We look at the team touchdown totals. The Lions have 47, while the Packers are only at 36, which is a little interesting given that their total yardage is really not that different. So it is something to look at. But this is really just the start. The numbers in favor of the Lions. I don't know how this is even money. It just gets crazier. In passing offense, the Lions are fifth, while the Packers are eighth. And in rushing offense, the Lions are ranked fourth, and the Packers are right behind them in fifth. So pretty even, like I said, but there is a big touchdown discrepancy here. On the defensive end, this is kind of where we see this is where it really starts adding up for the Lions' favor. In the defensive end, let me see here. The Lions are 10th, and the Packers are just 2 places behind them in 12th. However, the Packers have given up 8 more touchdowns total. Same thing. Really close rankings-wise in the yards allowed, but they are getting scored on more. And pretty simple sports science here. Whoever's going to score more and prevent themselves from being scored on is typically going to win the game. So the Lions are definitely smoking the Packers in scoring and not getting scored on. Give me 1 second here. Sorry, I this just so you guys know, this is all for this game. There's so much to go over, so I'm sorry if I get caught up a little bit, but I do have a lot written down here. Let me see here. Yeah, given the discrepancy in the scoring, it is kind of weird to see that the spread is less than a touchdown. It's at 3.5. When it comes to points allowed per game, the Lions are also second place, super high, only giving up 16.9, while the Packers are in ninth with 20. But on the flip side, on offense, the Lions are the top dogs, putting up 31.9. Let's call it 32. And the Packers are in eighth with 26.5. See, I really don't understand how this game's a minus 3.5 at even money. And the thing is, I know I mentioned the first matchup, but the Lions didn't look good. They played severely below average. They put up only 261 of yards of total offense compared to 411 by the Packers. And for the Lions, it's significantly lower than their average. And for the Packers, that's actually decently higher. And they still lost at home. I don't understand how this is less than a touchdown looking at the spread. It really is crazy. Like I said, in this game, Both the Lions and the Packers had 4 trips to the red zone. Lions converted on 2. Packers only got 1. Plus that pick 6. There's your score differential there. But I do see a similar kind of narrative going in this game. Both teams are really good. I think the Packers are going to have success in this game, but I think the Lions are going to do a much better job at mitigating it. Um, as I mean, the Packers can drive down the field all they want, but if they're not scoring touchdowns, it's going to be a rough game for them. And Daniel, I got a little trivia for you here. All right.
Let's do
So
it.
I got a little over under for you. In regards to missing the spread in back to back games, have the Lions not done that in over or under a year?
Over a year.
Yes. Good job, Daniel. Um, this dates back to late November
Detroit
of last
Lions.
year. But get this. The trends in this game are very interesting. Now, I'm gonna say this, and you guys are probably gonna be like, "How are you still taking this bet?" Um, so when they did lose back to back games against the spread last year, Daniel, it was to the Bears and the Packers in back to back weeks. And now
Mm,
the Lions are coming off a miss of the spread against who? Who do you think?
wait, repeat that.
So last year when they missed it back to back, it was when they played the Bears and the Packers in back to back weeks.
Hmm.
So they're playing the Packers this week.
Playing the Bears
Yeah,
next week.
which is very interesting. Not really like a trend. I try to stick to, stuff we're seeing over time through the course of the season, repeated things. I just thought that was very interesting. But yeah, I do think the Packers are a good team, but I think the Lions are just a whole other level. A lot of projections have them winning out the rest of the season, ending 16-1. Um, you know, can the Packers win this game? Of course, they're a good team, but we saw this matchup a month ago in Green Bay. They lost by 10 points, multiple possessions, and they had an above average game. I think if the Lions, all they got to do is have an average game. They played way below average. If they are just playing how they're used to playing, this is going to be a blowout win. That 3.5 is going to be nothing. So with that, give me the Detroit Lions at minus 3.5 at even money plus 100 for 1 unit. Um, that was a lot, but
Uh,
what's up?
Date. So the Lightning. Jake Gensel did actually show up to practice on
Oh,
Tuesday, but he left early.
live podcast update. This is crazy.
And A, both Jake Gensel and Nikita Kucherov were seen at practice, though Kucherov did leave early. So very interesting turn of events. It is possible that Kucherov and Gensel return to the lineup tomorrow. It's very likely that Gensel returns. Kucherov, not as much. However, he is on day to day, so it's extremely possible. And especially against a team like the Sharks, I'm sure, he's going to want some practice against that bottom of the barrel team, basically, right? So, yeah.
Are we riding with the Sharks, or are we switching up our official NHL pick?
We're still gonna ride with the plus 1.5. I think the Sharks, they've been on a heater recently. They've beaten some great teams. I think they can still, win the game to at least one goal.
Okay.
So
Alrighty, if you're,
just a little quick update mid podcast.
alrighty. So guys, if you want to wait and see what the final rosters are looking like, go ahead. But Boss Man Daniel said we're riding with San Jose here. Alrighty, so
Yeah,
to wrap
the
up,
Sharks, baby.
yes. To wrap up, we do have 2 NBA picks. Tomorrow's slate, or well, recording this at 1:15 in the morning, so these games are today. You guys are seeing this at 8 a.m. So today, NBA slate, very strange. Missing a lot of star players. I'm sure it's just load management BS, which I do plan on making an episode about probably in the NBA offseason because it's getting ridiculous. But I digress. Really, only 2 games really caught my interest. The Mavs at the Washington Wizards. If you guys, I can't even explain how bad this Washington Wizards team is. Um, you have Jordan Poole leading a team. I can't hate on him that much. Us Jordans got to stick together. But he is not a face of the franchise player. I'm sorry. Kyle Kuzma, I can't find him.
I
He
can't.
he, he This is
Doing so hot.
this is
I'm on my fantasy team.
yeah.
Scored like
This
16 points
this is
one night.
this could potentially be a historic trash season for the Wizards. How they've managed to rack up 4 wins, I couldn't even tell you. Um, Meanwhile, on the flip side, the Mavs, yes, it is a road game. Don't care. There's gonna be 5 fans in attendance. No one cares about watching the Washington fucking basketball. Um, the Mavs are 12-point favorites. Typically, I try to stay away from these spreads when they're double digits. But if you go back to Monday, both basketball picks were blowouts, and they were considerably under double digits. So I think I'm gonna ride with this one. I really don't think I need to say more than the Wizards are bad, but I have a couple tidbits here. Um, Over the
Wait,
season,
worse than last year's Detroit Pistons, though, is the question.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But like it very well could be. The
Look at
Pistons are
the
looking
way
a lot better
that's.
this year. Congrats to the Pistons. You are now not the laughing stock of the league. It's the Washington Wizards. Got
Let's
another
go Detroit.
got another piece of trivia for you, Daniel.
Oh,
So for averaging the point differential for Washington Wizards games, what do you think their average point differential is? Like, well, I mean, I'll give you a hint. It's negative. We know that they've only won 4 games.
obvious.
Do you think their average point differential is over or under negative 10 points?
This is another easy one. It's obviously over.
Of course,
Has to be.
it's negative 15.8, and this is for all games over the season. This includes their wins, and they are still averaging losing games by 16 points.
Whoa,
It's horrendous. Um,
not good.
no, not at all.
Kuzma, where are you? Come on,
Kuzma's
buddy.
not even playing
Wake
in
up.
this game, and even if he did,
Oh,
I would still slam this.
not
Honestly,
doing anything.
if Kuzma was
Come
playing,
on.
I would take the Mavs at probably -20 because he's just gonna do cardio. Just a couple more stats if you guys are still on the fence because it is a pretty big number being 12. Um, the Mavs are they're a dangerous team when they're fully healthy. This is a team that could definitely make another big playoff run. I'm a Heat fan, but I forget what they say about the Mavs Heat rivalry. When the Heat are out of the playoffs, you can count on me. I'm gonna be rooting for the Mavs. Love Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, great team. This is just such a big skill discrepancy. No one's sitting out for the Mavs. They're coming full force at Washington. This could be a 30-point blowout. And when you think about it, a 12-point win really isn't that bad when you're looking at a team like the Mavericks. You just got to outscore the Wizards by an average of 3 points a quarter. That's really nothing. Um, the Mavs are the sixth best offense in the league and the number 9 defense in the league. Um, well, the Wizards. Can you guess what place the Wizards are in in the league in offense, Daniel? Out of 30
How many
teams?
teams are there?
30,
32?
30, 30 teams.
30?
Yeah.
30.
Yes. Daniel's on a roll today. He's undefeated in his hockey picks and undefeated in trivia too. This is awesome. And then
Oh, yeah.
the Wizards are also second to last in defense. They're not going to hang with this Mavericks team. It's
Not good.
unless hold on. Why is my Discord tweaking? Okay. Okay, I don't think you guys can hear it, but it was making a bunch of noises. Anyways, yeah, give me the Mavs -12. It's at -105 for 1.05 units. And then kind of poetic. The last basketball game of the night we were waiting on Monday was the Bulls. I'm taking them again. They're catching 2 points as road underdogs in San Antonio, but Victor Wembanyama will not be playing, and I think this Spurs team really had a quick kind of turnaround, try to get pieces in place to help Victor Wembanyama succeed. And if Victor Wembanyama's not here, I don't think this team's gonna know what to do with themselves. We are also seeing Kobe White of the Bulls not playing, but like I said, the Bulls do have a lot of offensive talent. Defensively, they struggle, but if the Spurs aren't gonna be playing at a top tier offense without their best player, I like their odds here, and they're catching 2 points. I'll take it. Just some food for thought. The Bulls are 20-15 all time when Kobe White is not playing, but the Spurs are only 3 for 8, or well, 3 wins, 8 losses with Wembanyama out. So it looks like the Bulls can still hang without Mr. Kobe White, but Spurs can't really do the same without Victor Wembanyama. And who doesn't love taking a good road underdog. It's fun. This is great. I think the Bulls are gonna do it again. Could be a blowout win with that Wembanyama. I think the Spurs are gonna fall apart. As long as the Bulls can hang in the first half, I think when it comes down the stretch, they will win the game outright. This is gonna come down to a 1 point loss to the Bulls. So with that, give me the Bulls at +2, sitting at -110 for 1.1 units. And I believe that is it for us today. Correct, Daniel? Shall we bring it in with the
Yeah,
recap?
I don't have anything else.
Alrighty.
Crazy bet, Ashton Jeanty for the Heisman.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Also, guys, um, let me just let me consult with my screenshots here. Um, Crazy bet I found on Hard Rock. Give me 1 second. So you can take the Wizards to win by 25 or more points at +50,000.
Wow.
$5 wins $2,500. So if you have a bonus bet you want to light absolutely on fire, I think that's the one. But yeah, that's gonna be
I
it
think they
for.
do it. Personally,
I mean,
come on.
it's a good backup if you are gonna tail the Mavs -12, wouldn't hurt, you know.
Hey,
But
dollar to win a lot of money. Like
yeah,
I don't know how much that is, but yeah,
yeah,
good
that'd
bet.
be awesome. Alrighty, so bringing it with the recap, 4 picks in play officially from the Degenerate Disseminators podcast. Lions -3.5 at even money, +100 for 1 unit. We do have the Bulls at minus, or sorry, they should be -2, in my opinion, but +2, -110 for 1 point units as they take on the Spurs without Wembanyama. And we have the Dallas Mavericks at -12, sitting at -105 for 1.05 units. And then we are taking the Sharks +1.5. If you guys want to wait for the lineups, go ahead. And what was that at Daniel? -110 as well?
I think it's -105. Let me check. Yep, -105.
Awesome. So -105 for 1.05 units. So we have 4.1 units in play today. Um, Even in my personal betting, I haven't lost in this week. So hoping to keep it going. At least knock down 2 of these. Keep the ball rolling. Um, what do we got on our plate for upcoming, Daniel? We got UFC, some
Uh,
college football Saturday, I believe.
yeah,
Um,
UFC. We have
I'm sure there'll be some hockey
what's
games we can look at
this?
as well.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and then
Let me check.
well, Daniel's checking, and then for Sunday we do have obviously football all day, every day, or every week. Sunday's such an awesome day. I love Sundays. Hopefully have some plays for you guys there. And how are we looking on Saturday hockey games?
Saturday we got Sharks, Panthers, Flyers, Bruins,
Are we going
Utah
to that
hockey.
game?
We are actually attending the Sharks Panthers game, so
Yeah, fan meetup,
see us
guys. At
there. Meeting guys. Yeah. You got Utah Hockey Club versus the Sabres, Jets versus Blackhawks, Hurricanes, Islanders, Capitals, Canadians. We got a lot of games actually. I'm not going to read all of them, but yeah, some very interesting picks there. Very easy picks. If you want my opinion, Jets -1.5 is going to be a crazy, not crazy, but good bet.
All
So
right, we'll dabble into that more for Saturday's episode. But that is going to do it for today's installment of the Degenerate Disseminators podcast. Good night, everyone.
hi
See you guys bright
guys.
and early at 8 a.m.
It's been a pleasure.
as always.